So I went up to Dad's today and picked up all the goodies for the 175. I got just about everything you can imagine. This is the original side cover, and you can see where this one had broke in there, and I glued it, and I think that's a receipt. I don't know what it's a receipt for. It's not for this. It's from a hobby shop, so it must be something for something else. But anyway, this is the original side cover for the battery side, the one that I got the replacement for, and then this one shattered. And I got a fender. This is the front fender, brand new, and you can see the original fender. One of these rivets is popped out that hold the plastic to the metal underneath, so that's why I got a new fender. See the rivets on this, and this thing is really nice, and it's got some scuffs on it, but I'll save the original fender. I may leave the original fender on and just save this for the future. So I'll start unpacking boxes, and we'll go through all this stuff together. I don't even know what's here anymore. I've been collecting this stuff for 20 years. This is the exhaust. This is the resonator part that is missing back in here. So I do have I got a couple other ones for it too that I was kind of fixing. That one, the snout was rusted out, so I welded a new one on. Just this one, this exhaust too, same thing. So I just I'll weld that up too, just like that one, and fix it all up. This is the little insert doohickey that goes in the end of the snout. So we'll just we'll get things unboxed here and go through a little one thing at a time. Now, it's really cold out, so you're going to hear the furnace running. It's only like 30 or 31 degrees out, and I have the heat set on 70 here in the garage. Just turn it up. We'll go through the parts, and then before I go in, I'll turn the heat back down. I usually keep it set at 55 or 60 around in there. This was in the box. This is a speedometer head. I was going to use this part of it here, which is the trip meter, to replace the one that's broken on that. This was off a 78 XL175 that I found in a boneyard. This is black, I think, on the 78s, but it's a good speedometer. It works, so I could put the whole thing on if I want. So that's one thing in the box of goodies. Next is check this out. I got another side cover. This is, I think, for a different year. Maybe a 75, 74. It's got a 49.5.1 on it. But the reason why I got that, I'll show you. I was going to repaint it, put new decals on it. These are the correct decals for the 76. So I have even decals if I need for the thing. A lot of this stuff I bought in swap meets or on eBay. Oh, these are the gas tank grommets that squeak and drive me nuts, and these are not hard and stiff like the ones on the motorcycle. This is the numbers. call the cushion. It says that the part number is 17611-286-000. As I'll put those right there. Those will be going on it before I put it back together once I get it going. Well, this is in an unopened bag, so I'm not going to open it, but this is the headlight bezel, and I'll show you why I got the headlight bezel. The reason I got it was when it was fairly new, I hit a tree or something and put a gouge in the plastic right here, and I filled it in with an epoxy and then just put this electrical tape around it, and that's just a little bit of car wax that you see between the tape and the headlight bezel. You probably take a brush and clean that out. And I added a switch to turn the headlight on and off, because on these 76s you just have high and low beam. You don't have a off for the headlight. So I just put that, turn the headlight and tail light off for when I'm riding to where I don't need it. But I'm going to take that out and put it back to original. So that's why I got the original headlight bucket, so I don't have the hole from where the switch was, and I don't have this on here anymore. So this is a grip. The grips for the throttle side I don't think are available anymore, unless this is it, but they're different for 76 models than other models. So I do have one grip for it, but I did get this, and there you can see it has a grip on it that needs cleaning up. You can see the screw end thing on the other end there. So yeah, see how that's longer? This is the other side. The shorter one goes on the throttle, but I do have this one that I can take off of here if need be. And I was at a junkyard and got a bunch of just miscellaneous fasteners. You know, that's the points cover, so I got an extra points cover. But basically, you know, if you break a bolt and you need a bolt or a screw, you know, I got the correct ones. This is, I think these were all the bolts for the whole motorcycle that I got off a parts bike that was in a motorcycle salvage yard north of here about an hour. So I just got those, so, you know, none of those bolts have been off that motorcycle since it was new. So I'm sure I'm gonna break one or two. So that's why I got that. And this is stuff, like I say, I've been collecting for 20 years for it. This is the little bracket between the exhaust pipe and the muffler. So we'll have that too. And another thing here, we'll see what this is. I don't even know what a lot of this stuff is. It's been packed away for so long. Oh, that's the packing for the exhaust between the pipe and the muffler. It's good to know I have that. Keep that wrapped up nicely. That was a good way of storing it in there so it doesn't get damaged. I think that's the throttle cable. So I got an extra throttle cable, the clutch, and this is where it's from. Oh, I do have the other grip, so I have a pair of grips for it. Another grip. The speedometer cable, brand new. I think that's the clutch cable, brake cable, another complete headlight assembly. You know, I go to flea markets or swap meets, and if some of the, you know, it's not uncommon to see motorcycle parts at these flea markets and swap meets, so I just would pick them up. These are the little boots over the clutch and brake levers for where the cables are. That must go with the box of bolts. A whole good used clutch assembly here. This is off a really low miles motorcycle, and this stuff's all like brand new. So if I need the basket or anything, the one I have has a ton of miles on it. So I got a complete clutch, some fork seals, some more bolts. Like I say, I save fasteners when I part out cars or something. You know, you never know when you need an oddball thing, so I save them all. These are the reflectors that were on the front forks. I think they're both still there, but that was at, like I say, a place. Shop manual. Leave that out. Another one of the things for the clutch and brake. This is the switch I was just showing you for the high and low beams. The turn indicator switch part is bad on it. So yeah, found a brand new one. Probably have had that for 20 plus years. And the part number's just about worn away there on the bag. But this is a Honda part. Engine seals. I got two. Why, I don't know. These are the seal kits for this engine. I think the shift shaft, the kickstarter, the output shaft. I'm not sure what all the seals are, but those are all the engine seals. Duplicate sets of them. Complete gasket set, and this has the seals in it too, I believe. So that's for the whole engine. Running out of room on my bench here. Another gasket set. I must have been somewhere and they had a couple of them, so I bought them both. I have a tendency to do that if I'm at a flea market or swap meet and I see parts I can use, and like if I saw these, if I saw one and there was only two there, yeah, I'll just buy them both. You never know when you know, need a head gasket, all the gaskets, so we can fix the oil leak on the engine. How do you like that? Another gasket set. And this says genuine Honda parts. So we got 3 gasket sets for the engine. Another bolt. A little light. This motorcycle is 6 volts, so all the lamps are 6 volt on it. These are the little brackets that go on the forks for these reflectors. So I think one of these brackets is broken. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the motorcycle, but we got them if it is. Breaker points. I've never replaced the points in this motorcycle, and these are Honda points. I probably bought them back in the 80s, you know, to do a tune-up on it, and never did it. Condenser. Again, brand new Honda part that I never put on it. So I got the points and condenser. I don't think I have a coil for it. This is a bunch of stuff for the clutch. Springs in here and little black things, and this little doodad here. There's springs in that. There's a plastic baggie in there. So that's all kind of clutch stuff. These, I think, are the studs for to hold the sprocket to the rear wheel. And another bulb, and I think I'll put this bulb in here and get the other box out here in a moment. Yeah, this one reflector bracket is broken, so I do have that. So yeah, we'll get it all looking nice. So just if anyone's interested, to give an idea, I've been collecting parts for this thing for God knows how long, but that side cover was wrapped in a December 14th, 2004 piece of newspaper. So yeah, I've had this thing sitting around for a while. And may sell that cover on eBay. If I don't need it, we'll wait until I'm done. But I had written all specs down for this. It says point gap 12 to 16 thousandths, plug gap 28 to 32, tire pressure 21 front and rear, valve lash 2 thousandths for the intake, 3 thousandths for the exhaust. So we have all that right now. Let me get the other box open. This says good new sealed beam, main output shaft, good Honda headlight. So, oh, there's a main output shaft seal, so I got another one, and a headlight, but this doesn't look new. It looks well used, but probably got off a parts bike, and these are 6 volt, so that's probably why I grabbed it. So it's nice to have extra components. And here's a receipt for a part I bought for it back in 3/7/1980. And there's where it came from. Honda City, 56565 Van Dyke, Washington, Michigan, 48094. And their phone number was 781-6555. They're no longer there. It's like I say, been bulldozed, and it's all like a huge shopping plaza there now. And the other one was 9 Mile Road in East Detroit, which is now East Point. But whatever I bought, that part came to $15.38. I tore an oil seal out, the main shaft seal. A stone got caught in the chain. We're riding around a gravel pit. Dave Robertson, a friend of mine that has all those the old cars, the Buick Wildcat and all the 59 GM flat tops, and I'll put a link to the videos from his cars in the description before. He had a XL175, and we'd go out riding together all the time. We were riding through this gravel pit, and I got a stone caught in my chain, and it tore this oil seal open, and it started leaking oil out to where I couldn't ride it. So we found some old oxyacetylene welding hoses on the ground, and Dave used his to tow mine home, and we're going down 31 Mile Road, I think, and the police had somebody pulled over, and Dave's motorcycle wasn't road legal, and they ended up pulling us over and gave him a ticket. I didn't think that was very nice of the police. We're on a deserted dirt road, but that's what happened. And then they let him continue towing my motorcycle home. I didn't get a ticket because mine was totally road legal. It was insured and registered, and I got my cycle endorsement. So just a little story to go along with it. And these are shock absorbers I picked up. These were 2 from a motorcycle scrapyard, and these were the original ones off the 175. I put new ones on it some maybe 10, 15 years ago, and I saved the originals. And I want to see if somehow these can be rebuilt, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, I did save them. So again, in this part of the box, there's part of the resonator, the spark arrestor, I should say. This is the flange that holds the exhaust pipe to the cylinder head. Another exhaust bracket. And these are the screws and bolts. These were the chrome plated ones that held the shield on the muffler, and these were to hold the exhaust too. So I always save fasteners. It's in a set of keys. Now these were, I had I think it was an AMC Jeep Wagoneer. It looked like the Cherokees, and it had 300,000 or 400,000 miles on it. It had a 2.8 liter V6. I got it for free, and I got it running and drivable, and used it in the field, 44 acres behind my folks, to drive around. But I did sell it to a guy. I think I got $450 for it. Ran and drove, four-wheel drive worked, but somehow I still had a set of keys to it. And there's a washer in here still too. But anyway, that's what's in this box. Put the fasteners and baggies so I don't lose them. You can see how I mounted my GoPro to the bench. This is just an extra mirror that I picked up somewhere. You know, it never hurts to have this kind of stuff. You never know when you're going to bust one off. So this, I believe, is a left-hand mirror. And one of the heat shields for the exhaust pipe. This was off one of the other exhausts I got. I doubt I'll use that. It's the one that's on my motorcycle's in really nice shape. That's just a couple pieces of rubber. I don't have to deal with that. So I got two exhaust pipes. And the one that's on it's in good shape, so I'll probably just blast it and put it back on. There's one with the shield still on it, and it's got a pretty good dent right there. And there's one of the exhaust hanger brackets, and then that sleeve I showed you will go on there, and then the muffler slides over it. So those are two exhaust pipes. This is a muffler that was in good shape. There's some rust holes in it there. I'll weld them up, and I welded a new end on it. That's what those other bolts in that baggie were for, to hold this part in. It goes to that other snout that I have right. This one will hold that in. And then I got another, that's where that little donut thing goes. And I got extra ones of these. Those are like the screws I was just showing you out of the bag. So, you know, it's always good to have all these. And this one, the resonator is not rusted out other than the snout. So I'll make a new one like that one and put it on here. This was a 77-78, but they're all the same. So that's kind of the pile of parts, and for some reason there's an old ashtray in this box. And a couple of switches, probably from a lawnmower or snowblower or something. And a little piece of pipe. I think this is what I cut off to make that, so I'll have to get another, save that for the size. So that's the parts for the 175. So there we go, a nice hoard of parts for the 175, and I get some time. I got a yard to clean up yet today, and I got some other yards to clean up in this coming week. And so once the leaves are done being cleaned up and I have a little extra time, I have a pretty busy schedule with work and stuff, I'll start tearing into this. First thing, like I say, we'll get that engine running and clean the thing up. You know, this is just, that's just dirt on the wheel. That's not rust. So it just needs a good cleaning up, and it'll look a lot better just with a bath. So first things first, we'll, like I say, get it running. So again, if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.